Hello, my name's Chris Banks. I'm University Librarian and Director of Library, Special Collections and Museums at the University of Aberdeen. Our former main library, the Queen Mother Library, was built when the university only had around 4,000 students. It was built well before the advent of computers and also before students were on a regular basis required to work collaboratively in groups as well as the more traditional silent individual working. The university now has around 16,000 students and many of them have computers, and certainly much of our own activity and infrastructure relies on computers in order to deliver the services, and so a library was a new building, a new facility that could cope with all of that was really very much overdue. Schmidt Hammer Larsen, the architects of this building, were chosen following an international competition to select a design team for the new library. The university was very keen not just to have any library but to actually construct an iconic building, and certainly that's what Schmidt Hammer Larsen have provided us in this building. The move into the new library was an interesting challenge, partly because there was a slight delay in the handover of the building, so we had about 5 weeks in order to install much of the shelving, move all the books in, move all the furniture in, move all the staff furniture, chairs, install all the IT, move all the books in. We moved over 400,000 books in about 15 days and basically get us up and running between the 8th of August when we started that process until the 12th of September when we opened the doors for business. But it was a fairly tightly managed schedule, and it was a bit military-like really, if I'm honest, but I think good planning was the big thing, but certainly the timetable gave us a little bit of a challenge. We did a lot of work understanding student and researcher working styles and preferences for working styles, and from that you get a very wide spectrum of preferred working styles, everything from the quiet or silent study, preferably with no visual disturbance, right through to those students who want and need to work in groups or who like working in a buzzy environment. We've included informal furniture as well, a bit like you'd find in your living room or in a cafe, and indeed we've included that all that much needed social space, which is the cafe. And in fact we find a lot of students and indeed staff actually meeting and working in that area. It's really serving its purpose as a sort of social, collaborative, serendipitous place to work and to meet. Judging by the number of students that are coming through the door, it's actually making a huge difference to students. Many more of them are coming. We've seen figures of over an 82% rise in gate entries to the library and over 106% rise in actual occupancy of the library. So many more are coming and they're staying longer. And certainly looking around the building, all the spaces are being used, which is fantastic and for me quite a big relief. The comments that we're getting back have been very, very favourable indeed. I mean, the whole building is absolutely stunning. I think the extraordinary thing about it is the light, airy, varied atmosphere that it provides. I mean, particularly on a day like this when you've got the sun streaming in. There's just so many different spaces in the library, and I think I like many of them at different times of the day. The meeting spaces are again bright and airy and calm. There's a whole sort of serenity about the building, but also that cathedral-like grandeur and the sort of thump that you get in your it's just an instinctive feeling that you get when you walk in through the building and you just see the scale of it for the first time. So I'm probably going to bottle out and actually not say that I have one single favourite bit, but actually many different bits at different times of day.